Cancer, you are fiercely independent. You know how to support yourself emotionally, financially, physically. You've had to do it pretty much for all your life. It's been you with you, holding your own hand. And when you meet somebody, a friend, or the perfect job, or a lover, there's a moment in the beginning of that relationship, or maybe for a while, where you feel a sense of ease and relaxation, like, I don't have to do it all by myself now. Now I have a partner. Now I have other people to lean on. Now I have other people to support me. But ultimately, as you know, Cancer, the need to be independent comes back up again, and you are either forced or asked to be in a position where you hold all the responsibility, and sometimes you find yourself back on your own again. Like, well, that was a nice dream, to be able to have a partner in this, to be able to rely upon this friend, to, whatever it is for you. But no, here I am on my own again, figuring it all out. And in one way, you really honor your own independence, your own ferocity, your ability to really look life in the face and meet its challenges and build your businesses and travel where you want to travel and take care of your children all by yourself and, all of these things, whatever it is for you, or love so hard and so fierce that it just breaks your own heart sometimes. These are qualities of yourself that you admire, maybe not the heartbreak part, but maybe you honor that capacity you hold within to love another like no other. But all of these qualities, like anything in life, has a shadow side. There's a side of all of this that can get unhealthy. There's a side of all of this that can hurt and can actually do a disservice to your soul's growth. And I feel like Spirit wants to congratulate you on one hand for your fierceness and toughness and resilience when it's been needed, for your ability to see yourself through, to hold your own hand, to wade through the mess of things at times and get through to the other side and still be you in the end. Spirit's congratulating you for that. I'm hearing like these glasses like clinging, okay? So cheers to you for that. But on the other hand, you have to know when to ask for help. You have to know when to be vulnerable. And I got a message here that there's something coming up for you where you need to be honest. And this is probably just with yourself, but maybe it's with another person, but let's just go with yourself for now. You need to be honest. You need to be vulnerable. And part of that honesty and vulnerability that Spirit wants you to step into, that energy, requires you to accept the honesty and vulnerability of someone else. Okay, so maybe you have painted someone as enemy number one, or maybe there's somebody that you really dislike in your energetic field and you're just, really waving your fist at this person is what I'm seeing. And Spirit's asking you to listen to their expressions of vulnerability and honesty, which might not be readily apparent, but they're in there. And this isn't so that you have to accept anything someone's doing that you don't like, or you have to forgive them, or any of this stuff. Like, I'm not talking about that. You don't have to do any of that. It's just that Spirit wants you to be able to see how other people also cover up their own insecurities, vulnerabilities, and have a hard time being honest with themselves. Because there's something here that you could look at within yourself where maybe you need to be a little bit more transparent with how you feel. And somehow looking at how someone else has a hard time will help you reflect on the ways in which you're covering up something to yourself and possibly to others as well. So, Cancer, I got that something makes you really happy and really sad at the same time. So this could be someone you miss, or it could be you look at something and it's so beautiful, but you feel like this pang of like melancholy at the same time. And what Spirit was showing me with this message was a yin and a yang symbol, the yin yang. So there's something about this moment of feeling happy and sad that is actually part of the balance of this situation. Now, I don't know what we're talking about for everyone. And if this message makes you feel upset in any way, then, you have free will to either continue listening to it or not to take it. That's okay. But Spirit wants to tell you this message and is kind of confronting you with all of these difficult things for your highest good. And I'm not saying you're walking around like, I don't know, some kind of person who really needs to be told straight up what's going on. No, like, you're cool, you're beautiful, you're wise, you're intelligent, you're creative, you're smart. But we're getting deeper in, we're going beyond the surface of what others see of you. We're going beyond the surface of what maybe sometimes you see of yourself, to that part of you that feels like, I don't feel good. That's where Spirit wants to hit on today and talk to you about. Because I feel like there is somebody around you, maybe it's a spirit guide, maybe it's your elders, could be a friend, a family member, a stranger. There is someone around you who you could lean on. But again, it requires you being vulnerable and you also acknowledging their vulnerability. Okay, so don't put them on a pedestal or feel like they don't have any feelings about something, because they do. But whoever this person is, and maybe it's an elder of some sort, they could really help you at this time. You can lean on them. Now, I also got the message that monsters are not as scary as we think they are. So this could be a monster in your past, okay? Somebody who played a monster role in your life, and they no longer have an effect on you, or the fear that they do produce in you is not as powerful as you may think it is. Spirit doesn't want you to be scared of something here. Maybe scared of a person, or scared of your own feelings around this person, or maybe scared of your own inner monster. We all have inner monsters. I got an inner monster. We all do. So who's your inner monster? How do they act out? Find that out too. That could be useful for you. Okay, so Cancer. I got this card here. I think you pronounce it lobelia, which is the name of a flower. It's a beautiful purple flower, actually. And the meaning of this card in the book, it says right underneath the description, the middle finger of protection. And I feel like this is kind of your energy. It's like you're giving the middle finger to other people, like, stay back. I got this. I can do this. I'm independent. I don't need you. And Spirit totally understands where that's coming from. I understand where that's coming from, because you had to be like that. Okay, that's that part of you that's protecting you. And that's a good part. And Spirit wants to congratulate you for calling on that aspect of yourself when it was needed. But we also need to know when to drop that. And to know that, it's okay to take off the armor. And we're going to pull more cards out and see why Spirit wants you to get into this other energy, this gentler energy, this vulnerable energy, this honest energy, open energy. It's like a lotus flower opening, because there must be something coming towards you that warrants you to be in this frequency and not in a middle finger frequency. Now, I get it. Like, there's people around you that deserve the middle finger. But it takes a lot of energy for you to move in a way, it takes a lot of energy for you to move in a way in which they understand how upset you are. Okay, so there's something maybe you're doing to communicate to someone that you're pissed, or that you you had enough of them, or whatever, you're dissatisfied. There's something that you want to do or that you have done that's proverbially giving them the middle finger. Maybe it's even hard to speak about this and you're taking some kind of action, but it's expending a lot of energy to do this. Even if it feels like a small gesture, it's actually taking a lot of energy from you. So the theme of your reading here is the Ocean card. And this card speaks about the subconscious realms, the emotional realms, the intuitive, psychic realms. And so I feel like there's some behavior you have or some habit you have that you do in order to protect yourself. And I think this is this independent vibe that you give off. But it doesn't allow others to get close to you. So I felt called to look up the definition of independent. I know what it means, but I wanted to see what came up. And what came up was, if one thing or person is independent of another, they are separate and not connected. So the first one is not affected or influenced by the second. It's kind of a strange definition, don't you think? Like, it's deep. So perhaps you are seeking connection, but all the vibes you're giving off is like, I'm separate. I'm not connected. I'm not influenced by you. I'm not affected by you. But you're also trying to affect someone in some way, or maybe that's just for some of you. Spirit wants you to figure out what this is all about. This feeling of needing to be separate. Now, you could have been working a lot on this concept of codependence, and it's good to resolve any codependency issues, but we don't want to go so far, swing so far on this side of like, I'm completely independent, I don't need anybody, screw everyone, I'm all alone in this, and therefore I'm not codependent, because that's not healthy either. So this is about bringing in some balance here in your life, knowing that you can rely on others, and that connecting with others in this way, in being vulnerable, is actually really beneficial for your growth, because the energy supporting you is Jupiter. Like, Spirit wants you to expand, and I'm just noticing the fingers here. How do you do this? Like that? I don't know what that means. It's probably a mudra of some sort. But you're definitely not giving the middle finger here. So there's some expansion that wants to come through once you put that middle finger down. I'm hearing, I think this is a band's name. I don't know. I'm hearing Middle Finger Technology. Let me just see what comes up with that, because that seems a little random. Finger Technology. No, I don't see anything. Middle Finger Technology. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means something to you. Strange. The energies that are challenging you too came out, and Spirit said, this is the energy you want me to think is challenging you. 10, which is, I'm overwhelmed. There's too much pressure. There's too much going on in my life, Andy. I'm like dealing with everything all at once. Like, what the hell? Like, there's energies coming at me everywhere, and like, it's just a lot. And Capricorn kind of had some similar energy as this, and they're your opposite sign in the zodiac. So maybe you're dipping into Capricorn energy here, which you can do, taking on a lot of responsibility, but you do it in an emotional sense. Capricorn does it often in a different way, in a more grounded way. You kind of take on a lot of emotional responsibility. You carry the weight of others. Okay, so that's what is going on for you. But on a deeper level, what's really the challenge here is wise salt. And this card talks about getting counsel, getting advice from someone who is wise, from someone who has a lot to teach you, and to ground yourself actually in that wisdom. Okay, and so when wise people speak to us, they say things that definitely penetrate our soul and get us in the feels, and we're like, oh wow, that hits. And sometimes it's the simplest sentence in the world, but it carries such profound and deep meaning. And wise counsel often confronts us and asks us to face things that make us feel uncomfortable or things that we've been avoiding. Wisdom, when it speaks to you via another or maybe spirit or your own inner wisdom, it comes with a frequency of love and care and kindness, but a kind of care and kindness that is not scared to disrupt the ego. This kind of wisdom that Spirit wants you to seek out or listen to is kind and careful and loving to the soul, to your soul's essence. Your ego, on the other hand, this wisdom might disrupt your ego. So I feel like Spirit actually wants you to challenge yourself to maybe listen to messages or read some books or talk to friends who can be brutally honest with you. And this might upset you, but there's something about their honesty that you need to hear right now. I don't know what it is, okay? But we could all use that. And those are the best people to have in our life, the people who actually care about our soul. They love us deeply, but they can also tell us the truth and where we're screwing up. Those are valuable friends, family members, partners to have. So allow them to share their wisdom with you. And then also remember that they have their own vulnerabilities as well. Okay, Cancer, this has been like 17 minutes of these cards. This seems to be very important for you to come back into balance with this desire to be independent. Now, I was going through my different decks trying to figure out what I'm going to choose for you, and I kept seeing the Five of Swords in all the different decks. I finally chose this one. All the decks will be listed in the description box below, but I kept seeing the Five of Swords. So I don't know who you're having some kind of mental warfare with, but it could be yourself, or it could be this person you're giving the middle finger to. But there's something about this that isn't really serving you, okay? You may think it's protecting you to have this kind of like tough exterior. I don't know what that is. Maybe you're flexing your coat or something. Popping your collar, metaphorically. But it's not actually, it's pushing energy away that you would actually like to come towards you. Even if you're giving your middle finger to one person, it's like it's having a ripple effect. Others can sense this guardedness within you. And I get why you don't want to rely on others, because everyone has let you down. But just because your past has played out in a certain way and you've encountered many people who have disappointed you along your path, doesn't mean that all are like that. There is a wise person here for you. I'm going to pull some charms. First, these might be little clues to let you know this message is yours. I mean, if you're here still, I feel like it is, okay? But maybe there's some message in the charms themselves, and then we'll do the tarot. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in a long time, Cancer, and maybe there's someone you haven't spoken to in a long time that you could connect with. We have the Moon, the letter C, the letter J, the letter E, the number 6, a carriage, reminds me of the Chariot card. So we have a lot of you coming out here. We have C, Cancer, the Moon, your ruler, the Chariot, your tarot card. Okay, maybe you have Cancer in the 6th house. I don't know, maybe your sun's in the 6th house, your moon and Cancer's in the 6th house, wherever that is for, wherever Cancer is in your chart. We have the Star, beautiful. This horse in a carousel, handcuffs. Yeah, the Star to me is giving off independent vibes as well. While it is associated with Aquarius, who can be stubbornly independent at times. Yeah, so I feel like this is maybe what's keeping you on a little bit of a merry-go-round. If you feel like you're not able to move forward, it has something to do with you proving your independence to yourself and others. I don't need you. I don't need nobody. But you know you'd like to have somebody. Okay. This night sky here with some mountains, it's giving, like, it feels a little chilly, a little cold. We have a rooster, a tree of life, a bee, and let's pull a couple more and then we'll do the cards. The letter D, a star, the moon and the star, interesting. Libra, or the scales of justice, a peach, maybe something about Georgia coming up here. We have the letter U. You are a peach. You are a peach. Okay, like, you're very soft energy. And when you're at your most balanced, you are really sweet and you are a treat to be around. You're very giving, you're very kind. And yes, I know some people have taken that for granted in you and taken advantage of that. But these are the challenges that happen in life, and Spirit asks us to put up healthy boundaries where we need to, but not to retract our energy entirely. Because sometimes when we get hurt or betrayed, we just go off the grid, you know, like we fall off the face of the planet. We stop talking to everyone. We go in the shell, right? Screw love, screw friends, screw family. Like, I had it. It's enough. I'm running away from it all. And that's not the answer. Because part of ascension and spiritual growth and development is connection, is building connection with others. So don't isolate. Okay, let's get 3 more. For Cancers, I'm hearing something about the coming days. Something might unfold in the coming days. What's that, Spirit? We have gratitude and devotion. Interesting. Something you've been very devoted to, you're going to be grateful that you put some time and energy into that. Okay, maybe you want to give up on something and you decided not to, and it's going to pay off. So let's see your current energy. Actually, I want to get all the cards out. Yeah, there's you with your middle finger, the bow and arrow, 9 of Wands. Yeah, okay. Ooh, so good. This is a beautiful reading, Cancer. Beautiful reading. Okay, let me take a look at this for a second and see where I want to begin. Well, let's look at what you don't see coming and your opportunity first. What you don't see coming is the Magician. And the Magician's looking over at your current energy, which is the 9 of Wands, which is a little bit defensive. It's also about building healthy boundaries, but it can be wounded and defensive and feeling like everybody's eyes are on you, but nobody's helping you. You know, it's not a great feeling, the 9 of Wands. But it's determined, okay? But what you don't see coming is this power rising up within you that shows you and tells you an aspect of yourself that is connected to your higher conscious, that is very psychic and intuitive, that tells you, hey, Cancer, there's another way. You don't have to pop your collar. You don't have to draw back your bow and arrow. You don't have to stick up your middle finger. There's another way for us to proceed, to go forward, to feel safe, to feel secure, to be protected. And it's a gentle way. See this beautiful flower here? It kind of looks like the lobelia. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. And we have this lion here. So maybe you want to tap into your own Leo energy. I mean, we have all signs in our chart. So our birth chart is like a pie with 12 houses, and each house is ruled by a different sign. Okay, so you have Leo somewhere in your chart, and if you know where that is, it might be a good place to look at where you can find strength at this time and where you could perhaps be more vulnerable. Okay, so if you have Leo in your 10th house of career, you could be more vulnerable when it comes to your career pursuits or creative expressions. Or maybe you have Leo in your 8th house and you need to transform a little bit. Okay, be more vulnerable when it comes to intimacy. So you figure it out if that's something that's calling to you. But Spirit is saying here, there's another way for you to get where you want to go, for you to make a connection. Yeah, I said it's like a lotus flower opening up. There's a flower that wants to open up here. Tulips could be significant too. Before I move into the opportunity, I want to know what's going on between these two energies, the Nine of Fire and the Magician. I feel like this is your ego, which is not a bad thing. We all have egos. Egos are cool. We need them to navigate the world, or else we'd be squished like ants on a daily. Okay, so I mean, there's a part of your ego that can go into the shadow, or be influenced by the shadow, I should say. But there's also a part of your ego that can align with your higher self. So the Nine of Wands is your ego, that middle finger technology that's coming through. And then your higher self is like coming through as the Magician. So I want to see what kind of conversation is happening between the two aspects here. Messenger, the Seeker, and the Storm. Where's the storm happening? This is a funny card, right? For the ocean, like there's no wave. I mean, when we get out deep into the ocean, there's little waves. So maybe you feel deep into something, or you feel like you're too far gone, or something's, you're way out there where there's hardly any waves. And it's time to swim to shore. But on the shore, as you get closer and closer to the shore, to grounding, to connection, to getting back to connecting with other people, you have to encounter the waves that could feel like a storm. So swimming to shore is not easy. It requires a certain level of strength. But the Magician, your higher self, is telling you that this is the right direction for you to swim to the shore, to connect with others. The Secret, the Alchemist, the Promised Land. Yeah, that's what the shore is. It's the Promised Land. You have almost reached your goal, so don't stop now. Take every opportunity you can to connect, I feel, to connect with others. This is the part of the secret. It's part of the alchemy. And I don't just mean like go out on a coffee date with your friend and, you know, shoot the shit about the weather. I'm talking about going into those deep conversations, those deep places, which can be a little bit difficult for you at times, okay? I have my Cancers in Venus, my MC's in Venus, my Cancers in Venus, yes. My MC is in Cancer. So I'm kind of familiar with this Cancer energy. I also have a lot of Cancer friends. So, I mean, it's going to depend on your own personal chart. But I know for myself that it can be hard to really open up about my emotions and my feelings. And especially with somebody I feel a little vulnerable with. And often that's because I know once I open that door, it's like the floodgates have opened and they ain't gonna close anytime soon. Like, it's out there. And sometimes there are people who are irresponsible with those emotions and it hurts. And we think, oh, damn, why did I open up to that person? But other times, there's people who listen to us and hear us and help us alchemize our emotions, the difficult ones. Cradle us, I'm hearing. So you have to kind of weather a certain storm or the perception of a storm by swimming to the promised land of connection, of true, honest connection with someone. So the Empress is your opportunity. Amazing. Abundance. Sharing. Sharing your energy with others. Tell me more about the Empress here, Spirit. Let's get it on the table. Tell me more about the Empress for the opportunity. Love and mischief. What's this about? Love and mischief. What's been going on in the ways of love? I feel like if there has been mischievousness in the ways of love, someone causing mischief in your life or you doing it to someone else, I don't know, take what resonates. I feel like Spirit's saying you can actually create something out of this situation. What is it that Cancer can create? Door of dreams and betrayal. This mischief, or if there's been some kind of emotional betrayal or actual betrayal of some sort, you may think that it's obscuring or closing a door to your dreams, but it's really revealing it to you. You know, when we go through these crazy ups and downs and toxic connections and karmic contracts and et cetera, love, friends, family, whatever it is, work, well, it's all part of our expansion. It's all part of the lessons we learn that our soul carries forward into our next life or into eternity. You know, they're all doors for us, and they can open a door to a nightmare or they can open a door to a dream, and you get to decide which one it is for you. If you avoid your feelings and connecting with others, these betrayals can open a door that is nightmarish. There's just a desolate, dystopic world waiting for you on the other side where you feel lonely and lost. But if we allow ourselves to make the proper boundaries but still open our heart to connecting with others, believing in ourselves, trusting our light, knowing that a betrayal is not the end of us, then we can open a door to our dreams and really expand and create something that we want to create. I know this is a little bit of a trite or difficult message, but some shitty love situation at some point in your life has really allowed you to grow in a magnificent way. You're stronger, you're wiser, you're even more beautiful from this. I don't know. That's what I'm picking up with the Empress. Or handsome or whatever. And something wants to come into the world as a conclusion or culmination to this situation. So maybe a business needs to be created, a new friendship wants to be had, a new love connection, or something that you create or do, or I don't know, maybe a child. I don't know what it is for everyone, but whatever comes out of this is the conclusion of this betrayal. I hope this is making sense. There's a lot of messages in here for you. There's a lot of threads, and this goes back to this tin energy of being overwhelmed. So don't forget, you don't have to do all of this on your own. There is wise counsel. Now, maybe this is you going and finding like a counselor to speak to, or some spiritual guide, or a healer of some sort, or a BFF, or, you know, I don't know what it is for everyone, or an ancestor, but there's wise counsel here for you. You don't have to navigate this and do this all on your own. Can you tell me about that? I'm getting someone loves you. Winter. Maybe this is someone you'll meet in the winter, or you're going to resolve something with someone in the winter. Someone loves you here. The path. Perhaps you're going to meet them on the path ahead. Okay. The moon. This could be someone with Cancer placements as well, or somebody who just gets you at a deep emotional level. Could also be for some of you, if this resonates, okay, it won't resonate for all, but there could be a deeper, better connection with your mom or your mother, or someone who's a mother figure to you. Okay, something also about, look at your mom's love life. I don't know, is there a pattern that you're repeating? Or are you trying to correct something that she failed to do? There's something about that that could be significant for you to understand. The 10 of Swords for the challenge. Ouch, that's a challenge. That's betrayal. Yeah, look at, oh, Cancer. Look at your wings nailed up to this tree. This big hand here. That sucks. The wisdom that you have, you didn't come by it easily. Okay? But you're nailing yourself to something here. I'm seeing your hands are nailed too. It's like, I don't know, you're having a hard time letting go of something. And it doesn't have to be a person. It could just be a feeling or a memory or just like a way about you. You're having a hard time releasing this. There's something you felt like you did everything. You did your best. You did your damn best, and it still wasn't enough. And there's something in you that has a hard time accepting that it's just not going to be, or it's not going to work, or someone just doesn't understand. Tell me more about the 10 of Swords. Winter again. Oh, maybe this is what you're going to resolve in the winter, this feeling. Winter is also a card about death and letting something go. Tell me more. Spiraling up, sudden strike, and holding space. Let me look at these cards. You get some shocking news, but not to worry. The universe is taking care of you always. Holding space. Make room for the magic to happen by clearing out doubts from your mind. Spiraling up, you are on the verge of a lucky break. Take risks and be on the lookout for a leg up. Yeah, I feel like whatever hit you, this betrayal, this mischief, whatever, it came through like a sudden strike. And there's that doorway, right? Like, oh shit, there's a lightning bolt right in the doorway of my dreams. But Spirit is saying that don't allow this betrayal or this situation or even loneliness, I'm hearing, stop you from believing in yourself. That there's more to come. There's way more to come. Way more. How old are you, Cancer? It doesn't matter if you're like 82 or you're 20. It doesn't really matter. There's way more to come. Trust me. It's there. So many more experiences. And Spirit is saying that you're on a verge of a new experience, a lucky experience, a beautiful experience. Jupiter here, expansion. So let's find out a little bit about this experience and then we'll end the reading. Queen of Air in reverse. Okay, what is this? How is this a lucky break? Elder of Water, Knight of Water, High Priestess, and the Three of Water. Okay, so you're going to come together with wise counsel, wise people, people who have been through things that you've been through as well. They get you, okay? There's also some deeper level of like, how do I describe that? Knowing that you're going to have about other people's intentions. The Weaver. Okay. And then Knight of Water and the Elder of Water with the Queen of Air in reverse. I feel like this coldness from others, or even your own coldness, is going to begin to dissipate. There's a social event here that you're going to be involved with, or that you have the opportunity to get involved with. This could be online or perhaps in person, or a reunion with some friends here. There's good times ahead where your heart is going to be open. You're going to feel rejuvenated. But you have to take out the nails here, unnail yourself from this tree, from this past experience that gave you a lot of wisdom. Okay, Two of Fire for your advice. This is the Two of Wands. It's your choice, Door of Dreams or Door of Nightmares. You know, we often forget how much of our reality is up to us, truly. Yeah, shit experiences can happen to us that are out of our hands. But how we deal with them, what we make of them, the support that we seek around those experiences to help elevate us is all a choice. It's all a choice. So we have way more power in determining how things are going to unfold than sometimes we'd like to admit, because having power in this way requires us to take responsibility for ourselves and to actually get the help and support we need, to actually go seek counsel, to actually decide to fulfill our dreams and go for it despite our fears. Sometimes we just want things to land on our lap. Okay, and that's not how things work. And the things that do land on our lap without us even like intentionally calling them in are sometimes not the best, or they don't turn out to be the best situations. So be intentional, Cancer, about where you want to go next, because where you are going next, the next 3 months, is the Wheel of Fortune. A new cycle here. A fortunate new cycle where you get to turn the hands of time into something new. The hands of time towards something new. I'm seeing like this is like a gong, like, you know, when people gong something. Is that what it's called? I'm like hearing the noise too. The moon, and look how they're both touching the moon. Moon energy, very important for you. Getting in touch with what that's all about, because that's your ruler. Things are changing, and Spirit really wants you to get honest with yourself about what your heart really wants. Because if you're not honest with yourself, well, you're opening a door to your nightmare in one way or another. But if you're honest with yourself about what you really want, about how beautiful you are, and how you have a monster inside, like we all do, and ask that monster, hey, man, what do you really want? Why are you so whack? Why are you acting like that? Like, what do you want? Let that monster tell you what it wants. Okay? What is it really trying to do? Because Spirit's showing me it's really trying to connect. It's really trying to connect with others. So I'm going to pull one last oracle card, and then we're going to go to an extended reading. In the extended, I go a layer deeper into this message. Link is in the description box below. But if you don't want to come to that, or you can't for whatever reason, then trust that Spirit told you what's up right here, right now. All right, Cancer. What's going on here? What does Cancer need to hear as a closing message, Spirit? Let's get one card. What does Cancer need to hear as a closing message? I'm hearing something about bravery, surrender, sky dancers. Two other cards fell out. Let's see what they are. Horseman, herald of change, and me talks, repairing the mind, body, and spirit. Yeah, this is what Spirit's saying. It's like all of this is like a me talks. It's you're repairing your mind, body, and spirit before the change comes in. Now there's, you know, like we're always on a healing journey, right? So we can't resolve everything all the time, all at once. But you do have an opportunity right now to really open up to yourself and see what's going on. Recognize how this independent vibe you have about you might be a little bit of a protective shield that you're holding unnecessarily so that you don't get hurt. And ask yourself, can I lower this shield a little bit so I can actually make the connections I want to make? So let's read the Sky Dancers here for you, Cancer. Number 48. Liberation from attachment and surrender. When a sky dancer appears, she is inviting you to welcome the deepest power of the feminine into your life. You have already overanalyzed your situation to exhaustion. Now is the time to invite the sacred feminine, the wisdom within your heart. Yeah, that might be the wise counsel that I've been picking up on, to guide you toward your success. If you have become earthbound, plotting and planning and praying for change, cease and desist. Break the habit of being yourself or repeating the same behavior and hoping for a different outcome. Stop trying to figure it all out and stop overthinking it. Surrender. The Sky Dancers are heralding the arrival of a new relationship with yourself in your work or in your love life. Do not assume this person or opportunity will rescue you. Yeah, and I think that's why Spirit keeps saying recognize the vulnerability in them. Okay, don't look at them as impenetrable or like as a guru or put them on a pedestal or forget that they have their own things that they're dealing with. You know, because that's not the point. The point is not to connect with these others as a form of rescue. It's a form of love. The only way to liberation is to kiss the ground goodbye and take flight, to rise above the fray and the drama of the struggling, arguing mind. Dance in the sky and view the madness below. By simply witnessing the actors and human comedy unfolding on the ground, you are transforming it. As you observe the drama, you unleash the power of the sacred feminine that allows for resolution. That's 2 times resolution has come up. So that's in your cards. Something's going to be resolved for you. The Sky Dancers know the maps of heaven and the way to the holiest and most sacred spaces on earth. They come to help you with your current life and, even more important, to guide you to the realization of your own divinity. All right, Cancer, I love you so much. I'll see you next time.